Happy April, Marquette. We are finally in the last full month before the end of the school year. April Fools, because it's still technically March for another 5 hours. So this is it. What are you going to do to make your March memorable? These are the last 5 hours of March 2013 we will ever have. Can you say that this month has been one that you can look back on with pride of all the accomplishments you have made? If the answer is no, then you still have time to make this month great. Here's my suggestion to you. Obviously, you need to take a half hour now to watch this show, because I can't think of a better way to start a way to end your month. And then you're going to need to probably win a Nobel Peace Prize. That's all you got to do to make March 2013 a month to look back to when you are on your deathbed with a smile on your face. Month's almost up, Marquette. Let's wrap it up right now on MU180. First of all, welcome back to MU180 after a short hiatus. There actually wasn't a hiatus per se, because last week we had a show that did film, and it was a great St. Patrick's Day episode, but it appears that we cannot do some of the things on air that we did last week. I guess you can't do certain St. Patrick's Day activities on air when you want to have a themed episode. I guess you aren't allowed to get intoxicated on air at a Jesuit university. I guess you aren't allowed to grope fellow cast members at a Jesuit university. I guess you aren't allowed to question the existence of divine power at a Jesuit university. But in my defense, last week, where was Marquette? We had no president, no provost, no basketball coach, no head of DPS chief, and I'm being told that the biggest of Marquette's worries are making sure no one sees an episode of MU180. Newsflash, no one watches this show anyway. If anything, I have just made the last show much more enticing. But many, many millenniums from now, when without a doubt this season of MU180 is the greatest show on the Oldies channel, finding the lost St. Patrick's Day episode of 2013 will become one of the greatest data hunts. You know, like a manhunt, only it's a data hunt. Once the lost episode is found, it will go for trillions upon trillions of dollars, you know, because of inflation. So, ha! Well, because of my mistreatment by the show with restrictions on what I can and cannot do, telling me that certain things are illegal, you know, whatever, I decided to tender my resignation to this show effective at the end of tonight's episode. After over a year and a half of dedicated service to MU180 without a paycheck in return, creative differences are making me and MU180 go our separate ways. But don't worry, I'm already in negotiations with NBC to take over for Jimmy Fallon, as it is about that time for them to find a new Tonight Show host. I would like to thank all the viewers on the show, so I will literally thank every viewer of the show right now. Thanks, Mom. Thanks, Dad. Well, that's about it. And I know I am a few hours early for this, but I really don't care. April Fools. I'm not leaving the show. Sorry, everyone. They have been trying to get me to leave the show for months, but I ain't going anywhere. So, welcome to our unthemed show tonight, April Fools. The show is themed, and it is an April Fools themed show, which means I will be making 0 April Fools jokes. April Fools. I will be making as many April Fools jokes as I possibly can, no matter how stupid they are. Expecting me to say April Fools after that? I'm not going to. I'm going to make as many stupid jokes as I possibly can throughout the rest of my stories. I'm sure you all noticed today that the weather was really nice outside. April Fools, it isn't nice until it isn't 70 degrees and that range. 60 does not cut it for me. No. April Fools, the 60s will work just because it is usually so much worse outside. But Dan will mention this more on his weather report. April Fools, Dan will most definitely not be mentioning this in his weather report, because I'm sure he is off in some awesome April Fool's lame city talking about his strange encounters, in no way relating it to the weather. Is it really too much to ask for a weather reporter to report on the weather? I don't think so. April Fools, the weather is boring and no one can only talk about it for so long before they are ready to jump off a cliff. Well, we are still looking for a new president to Marquette University. April Fools. As of last Wednesday, we have found our new president, who we were able to politely grab from UWM. April Fools, we stole him and crushed UW's hopes and dreams. But UWM students were very kind to him, just as Marquette students were very kind to Buzz Williams when he decided to leave. April Fools, neither of those things happened. He is a Jesuit priest, April Fools. He's the first lay president in the history of Marquette. Reports show he isn't starting until August 1st, so he can ease into the job. April Fools, he isn't starting until August 1st because it is going to take them that long to learn all the scandals Marquette is involved in. We now move on to the Marquette 2, April Fools, the Marquette 3, where each month, April Fools, each week, we count up, April Fools, we count down, the bottom 3, April Fools, the top 3 questions, April Fools answers, to a question about the universe, April Fools, Marquette. So if you didn't get that, here's that sentence with all the April Fools inserted. April Fools, I'm not going to repeat it. This week's question, who are the top 3 candidates to replace Buzz Williams as head coach of the basketball team? At number 3, Father Pilar's left Marquette to get trained on basketball, so don't be surprised to see him leading the team next fall. At number 2, Marquette is only looking for an interim coach for the next 2 seasons. Before the 2016 season, they tapped Barack Obama to coach the team. And the number 1 most likely candidate to be the next Marquette basketball coach is 2 Chainz. No explanation needed. Well, when we come back, Dan is out there somewhere doing something, and Brian will have our sports report. And now, I'll be doing the weather report. April Fools, here's Dan.
Like, hey everybody, it's totally Dan with me, like Dan, as if. So I'm in like the worst place ever, and it's like rainy and like smelly. I think it's in like Mexico or something. No one around here speaks any English. Like seriously, me llamo es Daniel, donde la hala está mi tacos. No kidding. I can't like even with this place. There are like bugs everywhere, and they just like, stop it. My accent moved to like the valley or whatever. It's not even a big deal, so like shut up because you're stupid and I hate your face. April Fool's Day is next week, and like last year, my friend Rachel pulled this super funny prank on my friend Tommy because like Tommy's such a jerk sometimes. So Rachel took like a big bowl of mashed potatoes from McCormick and was all like, hey Tommy, and he was all, what? And she was all, I bet you like your potatoes mashed. And he was all like, yeah, maybe. And she was all, well, why don't you have these ones? And he was all, why? And she was all, because you like them. It was so freaking hilarious. Seriously, oh my God. This April Fool's, I have a few fun prank ideas for you to pull on your besties and BFFs. The first one is super funny one, seriously. So you take like saran wrap and you like go into the bathroom, right? And then you take this saran wrap and you put the saran wrap, seriously, oh my God. You take the saran wrap and you put it on the toilet, and then they sit down to pee and they're like, what is like up with this saran wrap? And another April Fool's Day prank, like classic, is pulling the ding dong ditch prank, where you like run up to people's houses, okay? And you ring their doorbells, and then you like run away super fast before they catch you. Unless you're like my stupid friend Brittany, who doesn't even know how to like run. Seriously? Like seriously. Like for real. This bitch. She didn't even like try to run. She was like, I've seen her run in heels. She's probably a stripper, but I'm like, hashtag over it. But like, whatever. If you're looking for something to do a little less rowdy this April Fool's Day, you can always have a romantic meal with that guy you've been flirting with. Then, after dinner, you like invite him up to your apartment or like whatever. And then just when things are about to like, they feel like they're like heating up, you just lean in real close and you whisper, April Fool's, and then send him packing. I'm such a bitch. Like, seriously, stop me. Like, that's all the time I have for this week, but be sure to come back next week to find out like what's so totally happening with like Dan, with me, like Dan, as if. Have a nice week, and remember to fight that tan line.
Here's Brian with our sports report.
Yeah, thanks, Zach. You know, April Fools came early for Marquette fans when they were told that Virginia Commonwealth's Shaka Smart was going to be the new basketball coach. This led the local press and students alike into a frenzy. The majority of white students were dancing and singing shaka smart. Why would they do something like that? It's because they're white. That's what white people do when they seem clever. The local media was so foolish by that they stood outside of the aisle like a bunch of little lost puppies until the SID nicely told them to leave. Isn't the magic of Twitter amazing? Where people just listen and they don't even ask questions. Hey, who was it? Who said that? I don't know. It was on Twitter. And obviously, Twitter is never wrong. I understand the Marquette students getting excited, but the local media, with years of experience and their own sources not doing their own follow-up, that's crazy. Lesson learned for everybody. As far as we know, they still don't have a coach. But hey, we have a president, so that's one less interim position we need to fill. It does seem like they'll have one soon, hopefully. The Final Four is set, and either you're happy that the Badgers are in there, or like me, you're sick to your stomach. The Badgers and their band of white players somehow keep winning. And if you haven't noticed, Sam Decker wears hair gel while he's on the court. I mean, who does that? We'll see if John Calipari and his 5 freshman starters can take them down so we don't have to deal with Badger fans not only telling us how we don't have a football team, but saying that they're better at basketball than us. Opening day was today, and if you're like me, you'll eventually be down at Miller Park at one point drinking to see Hank the Pup. I mean, isn't that what baseball's really all about? Drinking, swinging our sticks around, playing with balls, wieners, and puppies. The rest of the MLB needs to get on board with the Brewers level because they know what actually attracts fans to the ballpark. As for the team, I don't really know what happened because I passed out in the 3rd inning and Hank wasn't in the game. Finally, I just want to say that I am a beautiful 2-0 on the year for going to Bucs games this season. I went to one last week, and it was Larry Sanders' bobblehead night. And the Bucs won for just the 14th time this season. This means that I have witnessed 14% of the Bucs' victories this season. Keep it up, guys. You're doing great. And I really mean that because I love paying less for Bucs games than I do for Marquette games. I've only paid $3 for one and $5 for the other one, and I love getting bobbleheads. So you know what? I really appreciate it. And that's it for sports. Take care, everybody.
When we come back, the social report, prank ideas, and college problems. What? So much? Stay here. And we're back to the Zak Myers show. April Fool's, sadly. Here's Sherin with the social report.
Hello everyone. Tomorrow is April Fool's Day. Are you planning jokes on your friends, or have you prepared how to avoid being cheated? I don't know much about this festival, but I know people play jokes on each other during that day. It's not a popular festival in China, but a lot of people know about that, and students also like playing jokes that day. I remember that when I was a junior in high school, my roommates and I made a phone call to a boy who was also a junior and treated him that we were seniors and asked him about his life in school. And we used the reason that it was our responsibility to care about the juniors. And we were surprised that he believed and told us a lot about his private life, which was so amusing. I had a lot of fun at that time, but after that, we thought perhaps we hadn't successfully cheated him, but he has successfully cheated us, making us believe his strange stories. And after a long time, I went to university and played the same joke to another boy. But this time, the boy was a sophomore while I was a freshman. And of course, he believed as well. Some of my friends, actually my friend's friend, and they like disporting the Oreo and put some other things inside. It seems a good idea, but if I do that, I would like to put some guns or something can be beaten in it. What are you going to do? I'm looking forward to seeing some funny jokes tomorrow.
Oh, whatever. Brian decided to show up again, but he seems to have something else to talk about tonight. Brian.
All right, that's right. To finish up this April Fool's Day theme, I have found some great pranks that you can do to your friends or roommates and will get them or you killed. The first prank is simply called the wake-up call. You need some tape, a party popper like the ones you used on New Year's, a door and a door frame, and most importantly, a sleeping roommate. Simply tape the party popper to the door horizontally and tape the string connected to it to the door frame. You may have to stay in the room until your roommate comes in, but that leaves you with enough time to record your roommate peeing their pants when a large bang greets them within the bedroom. Another level up on the prank scale is the cheesy orange juice surprise. Just get a box of mac and cheese, some water, and a pitcher of empty orange juice container. Step 1, pour the cheese mix into the empty container. Step 2, pour the water. Step 3, just mix it really well. Step 4, set the trap for your unsuspecting roommate. Easy, simple, you don't even have to be in there when they get pranked. Next is the classic Mentos and soda routine. Just get a bottle of soda, a single Mentos, some string, and a pair of scissors. Tie the string around the Mentos so that there's enough extra string on each side. Open the bottle so that you can place the Mentos above the opening of the bottle so you hold it onto each side of the string tight so it doesn't fall in. Then close the cap on the bottle while holding the Mentos in place. Finally, trim the extra string off so you just got the bottle so it's just ready to blow. I suggest going outside for this one. So good luck to all you out there who attempt pranks so that you may not be pranked in return.
Well, time for another hour. Yeah, we're running on a marathon tonight of MU180. April Fools. Well, there's one more thing. I know everyone's like, oh, let's get out of here. Well, my aunt is turning 90 years old, so I promised her I'd say something to her on air, but these things never air, so I gotta wait, gotta get on video. Hold on, gotta get on video. Oh, look, Dan is here, and he lost his Mexican accent, and he became a man. You gotta hit record, just so you know. Well, anyway, happy birthday, Aunt Muffy. She's turning 90 years old. 90 years old, isn't that amazing? And she loves It's a Small World, and I know this has nothing to relate to you, any of you at Marquette, but it is a small world after all. You may see her. It is a small world after all. It's a small world after all. It's a small world after all. Good night!